I mean, we wasn't really worried about our opponent. We do know and respect that he did have more experience than us. Even though he didn't have a perfect record, he still had experience over me, and we have to respect that. Well, no, what it was is it's been 5 months since my pro debut, unfortunately. Thompson gave me the opportunity to have my second fight here. So, you know, it's been 5 months. I was a little overexcited, you know, coming out in the first round. We did see a little film on this guy that we fought today. We didn't expect him to be that tall. We didn't expect him to be that rangy. So coming out in the first round, you know, we had to adjust. You know, he was longer than I was, range-wise, and he was taller than I was, and we wasn't expecting that. So we came out in the second round. We adjusted. We went to our B game plan, and we did what we needed to do to get him out of there. You know, I'm excited. I'm happy. It's like my debut again. You know, it's been 5 months. Like I said, we was excited to get in there. We're definitely grateful for this opportunity, and we just hope that we can continue to, you know, make a partnership with Thompson and continue to stay active and hopefully get to where I'm supposed to be at, which is holding the world title. We're a step closer. Like I say, he didn't have a great resume yet. He had experience, nevertheless, and you have to respect that. Anybody that get into that square circle, I look at him as a warrior regardless. It takes a lot to do that. So we look at it as definitely a step closer to where we want to go. And it's a lot of things that we did that we liked, and it's a lot of things that I know I haven't watched the tape yet, but it's a lot of things that I can recall doing in the ring that I didn't too much, you know, feel comfortable with. So it's back to the drawing board, not celebrate on the things that we did that was successful, but we got to go back to the drawing board and correct the things that was wrong. I think I was a little over anxious. Like I said, it kind of threw us off because our game plan going into this fight from camp was to establish the jab, you know, outbox a guy, in which we had assumed was not as rangy and a little bit smaller than we were. However, he was rangy and he was bigger. So what we had worked on in camp, it was completely different for this fight style. So we made the adjustments, and, you know, with my experience, we was able to do what we needed to do to take care of business. I seen his last fight with the guy that just fought in the main event. I get Chris Chapman or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, Chris Chapman is definitely smaller than I am. And the footage that we seen, you know, it was like a highlight reel for Chris Chapman. So we didn't get to see much of my opponent. But it appeared that he was the same height as Chris Chapman, and he appeared to be smaller. But like I said, you got to have a game plan, A, B, and C, and sometimes a D. And fortunate enough, we did have that and was able to execute. I started boxing when I was 10. I'm the 3-time national silver glove champion, 5-time national junior golden glove champion, national and international JO champion, under 19 champion, blue and gold champion, 6 years in a row. I've done it all, you know. It's like I said, I've had a very successful amateur career. Took a break that set me back a little bit, but, you know, everything happened for a reason. We're not looking back, we're looking forward. And like I said, we want to get back to where we're supposed to be as winning a world title. I've always had a pro style, but mentally, I'm an infant in the game. You know, I have a lot of experience, but I'm one of those fighters that understand the art of boxing, you know, which is the true art. Swim without getting wet, punch without getting hit. And, you know, I look forward to learning every day. And with that, make my transition into the pros. You know, it's no headgear, smaller gloves, different type of crowd, you know, and those are all the little things that play into it. And with me being humble and having a corner and a count that keep me humble, I think we're making the transition pretty well. We just want to stay active. That way we can get more comfortable with the atmosphere. I come from a big family. I've always had I've been blessed to have a strong supporting background behind me. Like I said, I have over 200 amateur fights, so fighting on the big stages in front of the big crowds, I've done that before, you know, and that was a stepping stool that I was able to use to transition into the pros That way I won't be affected by the ahs and the oohs of the crowd, but yet be able to, you know, endure my supporters and give them a great show. Boxing is a sport in which I honestly feel if you don't give it 100%, you could definitely be hurt. The amateurs, you know, I didn't start losing my love for the sport, but I got away from it because I was tired of fighting amateurs. All my peers, the Andre Bertles, my cousin Andre Ward, you know, Timothy Bradley, they had all went pro. I still stuck around amateurs. I said, okay, I'm gonna give the Olympics another shot. You have a new generation coming up, and it wasn't the same. I began to lose interest in amateurs, so I stepped away from the sport completely. You know, stepped away for a few years. And when I made up my mind, said, look, I'm gonna go pro. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna put my heart back into it. That's exactly what we did, and that's where we're at now, and we're ready to get back to where we're supposed to be at. In a way, I do, but we want to do it smart. We don't want to rush into anything. I'm very fortunate to have the boxing experience that I have, the knowledge that I have, and know as many people as I know the call on for support and help. Like I said, Timothy Bradley, Andre Bertle, my cousin Andre Ward, Darrell, you know, and I can always call on these guys, hey man, what you think about this? So, you know, they're my brothers in the sport, and they support me a lot, and there's a lot of catching up I have to do, yet I have somebody to help me in this path, that way I won't run into it blindfolded. So we're just gonna take it step by step and just stay ready and stay strong. You know, back to the gym, 26 years young, we can't afford to take any more breaks. We're back to the gym on Monday, get right back at it and look for something, get back in the ring hopefully in the very near future. Continue to look out for me. We're gonna do our best to get back in here as soon as possible. You can check me out on Facebook. You can check me on my website at www.DonYilLivingston.blogspot.com. And you can catch me on Twitter at www.twitter.com/DonYil Livingston.